Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Welcome to the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thing podcast, week ending Friday 11th of March 2016. This was recorded at 18:21:27 during the show as a sneaky lazy trick, so we didn't have to do it after and stay long.
And we can go to the pub.
We can go to the pub and enjoy drinking. Glenn has joined us today, not Sunta, because Glenn, of course, filled in. He was a friend for a day.
He's a friend to the show.
I'm just a mate.
No,
Yeah.
Glenn Moore, friend for a day.
Yeah, I like that.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Glenn Moore, friend for a day. No, let's have just a few of us clapping. I'll do it again.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome friend for a day, Glenn Moore.
That's so horrible.
No, that's really
that's
nice.
worse than no applause.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome friend for a day, Glenn Moore.
Yeah, because there's power there. Do you know what I mean? There's just,
The power of silence. Listen, coming up on the podcast. Listen, we've got random graffiti, vegetarian superheroes. God, what a week it's been.
It's been mad.
Glossop Gate.
Oh, what an inquiry.
We just got to put it behind us and move on, right, little Si?
We had 17, 18, 19.
No, we had 18, 19, 20,
Oh,
Gav.
God, yeah,
Come
sorry,
on,
sorry,
for the
sorry.
treble. That was weeks ago, the other one.
Old hat.
We
yeah.
missed 18, 18, 18
Yeah,
today.
we did, yeah.
Anyway, you're not going to miss the podcast. Sorry, we might have missed 18, 18, 18, but you're not going to miss the podcast.
D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan.
Coming up in the next hour on the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 thing. Well, you'll be getting more Dr. Sunta Templeton. She's here.
Hello.
Yeah, you said good evening.
Good evening.
The Woodman Gav, he's here as well.
hi.
What you get? Okay, we'll start again, but do it in character. Dr. Sunta Templeton will be with us.
Good evening.
And is that the Woodman Gav over there?
Hello, John.
Big size presiding. And little Si is just leaning against the control box there.
That's right, John.
Just some of the gang who make it happen right here at Radio X.
X. Radio X.
Hey, how about that? That is how we start the week. That's how we're going to be rolling. Suns, how was your weekend, darling?
Great, thank you.
You went to Jimi Hendrix's house, which is why I decided to play that first.
Thank
so I thought
you.
it'd kick into it quite nicely.
It was very apt. Yeah, it was great. It's not really a house, it's a room.
Is it?
Let me just lower your expectations.
Okay, expectation management is important
Yeah.
here. 'Cause
Yeah.
But it's a very cool room.
I knew is it small?
It is pretty small, yeah.
Because I knew they'd messed around with perspective just by how huge the fruit bowl was in the foreground. Because the fruit bowl was much bigger than the three people standing there, like miles, but they weren't far behind it.
Yeah, to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the flat was only the one room with a bathroom and a kitchen. So everything happened
That's
in
a
this
studio.
one room. It's a
I'm
studio.
no estate agent.
But it's beautiful and it's recreated, from all the photos, and it gave me a lot of inspiration. Rugs, drapes, feathers. That's what I'm
Throws.
going for.
Okay, 2 words. Fire risk. I've got to tell you, I'm not in health and safety here, but I have to tell you, drapes are really, really bad news. They really are. I mean, honestly, especially your crowd. You're going to get one of your lot leaning back with a fag. Or once you start getting a bit, I know you get a bit cavalier with your joss sticks around your gaff. And I don't want to be funny here, but that'll go up. Don't go with drapes.
Really
Especially not
careful.
those big ones on the ceiling.
Big
Oh,
purple velvet ones.
Yeah.
It's cool. You can see, you can look through a recreation of his record collection.
And they knew exactly what was in there.
Wait a
did
second, a
they?
recreation of
What
his
did they
record.
have?
It's because it's been put together with the help of his ex-girlfriend who lived in that flat with him.
Yeah.
So she
she's
remembers,
so
yeah.
she remembers
Oh,
what
what
was
she
in the
wrote?
collection.
Listen, they say if you can remember the 60s, you weren't really there. But
Okay, yeah,
if you
yeah,
can remember what
that's
Jimi Hendrix had in his actual record collection, you certainly weren't there. You're just lying.
I want to know what's in there.
She's been
Quite
round a
lot of
boot
Bob
sale.
Dylan.
Some Bob Dylan.
Yeah. What else was in there? Some Beatles.
I'm surprised she can remember anything. I'm surprised it isn't quite literally just a purple haze for her. And that's what you walk into. She's saying, this is all I remember.
But what I love is apparently they were quite boring and quite cute and coupley. They went to John Lewis and picked out curtains.
Oh.
So I
they?
love
That's so
Jimi
domestic.
Hendrix and John Lewis.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Crystallise the XX right here on Radio X. Do you like that link? Do you like that link there?
Very nice. Very
Really
X-heavy.
slick. I might do it again. the XX there, right here on Radio X. Pretty good, yeah?
Nice.
Si? Should I do it one more time, maybe? Okay, I won't do it again. But it was still very impressive. Very impressive indeed. What an impressive broadcaster he continues to be. Sport now. We had a full card at Haydock. Okay. Sorry, I was just doing that concluding tone.
Des Lynam, that
yeah,
was.
that's Des Lynam, yeah. What an amazing man he continues to be. No two words matching in a sentence.
Wrestling now.
Yeah. That's how everyone can do a Des Lynam impression. Just randomise your words and make them go into a sentence. Okay, I was watching television yesterday, let's say. I was watching this thing called Monster Trucks. It's an Australian show.
Like Ice Road Truckers type of
Yes,
thing?
it's exactly like Ice Road Truckers, but with no ice or jeopardy.
Or danger.
It's just trucks going from A to B with the bloke going, with just 3 hours to go. Shane must get the truck in time.
Like all truckers.
Yeah, or the very large load he's carrying will not make its deadline where it has to be exactly. They even made a mistake yesterday because they're saying he's there.
No urgency, really.
But
yeah.
also, I don't think that northerner does do the monster trucks thing. But he, who said this is one guy who just runs all those channels. That slightly northern voice.
He does How It's Made.
No, he does all this. With just 2 hours to go, Dave must load up the truck in order to get back to Melton Mulberry so they can get over to Stamford. Then he must load up the new, or the steel, or the molten steel will set. Anyway, back to Monster Trucks. It's in Australia, yeah? And do you know what the biggest problem was? The biggest bit of jeopardy encountered?
Kangaroos jumping across the road.
No, whether a guy could get up on time. The bloke goes, he's going to make it. He's going to make a really good truck driver. He's just got to learn to wake up on time.
He's just going to need an alarm clock.
He's going to need to get here on time. And that was it.
Why
That
do
was
people
it.
watch it?
Because I was thinking, when's Jeopardy going to kick in? They had this huge load that was so heavy they were going to have to go. It was going to be 38 kilometres, but with the load being so heavy, they'll have to take a detour of another 34 kilometres, making it a 68-kilometre journey.
So that's nothing, basically.
It's 40 miles in a lorry.
In Australia, that's the driveway.
Yes, you're damn right, mate. Yeah. It is.
It really is, yeah.
That really is. Once you've gone through the gates, it's another 40 k's.
I knew a guy that used to do those road train trucking
Yeah.
in Australia, and he ended up over here driving trucks for film shoots.
Did he?
And he said, even when I go up to Scotland, mate, it's just nothing.
It's just nothing,
It's just
mate.
no distance.
No distance at all. Anyway, I was thinking, this is the end of the line. This is the end of the road. They can't do something more dull than this. Because the guy, what they did was they said he had to get the load there by this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made it. So he's made it, and with 4 minutes to spare.
And do you care?
And then, but then they were talking to each other. Do you know what the guy said?
What?
He goes, but they won't be able to unload it until tomorrow morning.
Well, so there wasn't any real
There wasn't any
hurry.
deadline there at all. Ray.
D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan.
Nasunta's just a really good pal.
Why?
Because she is. She's a girl who's a friend.
Right.
Why are you being all weird about
Why are you using
gender?
weird
Because
names
it's
for it?
International Women's Day.
Right.
And I've
Okay.
just read an article that says men fret more about sexism than women, and I really do.
Right.
It's one of those things, along with national security, as you know, it keeps me awake nights.
does it?
Yes. But here I read that either the battle of the sexes is nearing an end, or British men will accept anything for a quiet life. Research has suggested.
Is that what they've said?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
People have, yeah, anything for a quiet life. All right, we're equal.
Whatever.
It's like men tap out of gender war. All right, I'll surrender. All right,
I'll give up.
You're bloody equal then. All right.
Without really believing
what
it.
I love is, and I say this on International Women's Day, is that my dad used to always think he was really getting one up on my mum by sort of going down his shed.
And hiding.
He'd be in his shed because he can
His little
And I'm
domain.
the same with my shed. Yeah, because you don't got to make any. There's no questions about interiors, which a man should have messed with anyway. But you want to hang something up, you just stick a nail in the wall. That's it. That's interior done. Hang it. That's done.
Yeah.
And my dad used to have his little boilette to make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
It tasted like it's awful marvel. and sugar. And he'd be down there and just get that. And it's what I call treehouse syndrome. But this is a bit of shed syndrome. He's now got heating in there and electricity. He says, I might. And do you know what I'm going to do next? I said, what? He says, I'm going to get hooked up for water. What? I said, Dad, why don't you just move in there then and then just make the house the shed? And he goes, because if I did that, John, I'd have fulfilled my destiny.
Johnny Vaughan.
Radio X. Radio X.
Gavin, would you stop rustling crisps near the plumbing thing? Listeners are complaining.
Are they?
Yes, they really are. Sunta, put that down. Sunta!
Oh, no.
No, that's too much and really unprofessional, Sunta.
No.
I mean, we're mates, yeah?
Nobody believes that's me, Johnny, doing that.
Sunta, you're a good pal, yeah? You're a mate.
Mate, pal.
You're a friend who's a girl.
No one believes that was me.
Okay, they do. Everyone out there knows it's you. They can just tell by that crunch. Okay, do you know what? I've got some great news. Random graffiti, random graffiti, seemingly ridiculous. Random graffiti, why don't you send it in to us? La la la! Oh, it's my favourite bit of the week. It all started when I saw the word lager written in large letters on a wall in Clapham Junction. And then you started sending in your examples of odd and often inexplicable graffiti. Mainly meaningless. By now you've heard Big Steve thinks that Quidditch is real. That was written on a building site. Big Steve was the project manager. I wake up at night sometimes laughing from that. There's something special about that one, because I'm deluded too. Bazza does the wild thing. That was in a car park. And most recently on a boarded up window in Royal Tunbridge Wells. I came through that window. Never not funny. Never not funny.
Never not funny.
Like stopping the revolving doors when someone's going through them in front of you. Never not funny. Turning the light off when your mate's having a poo inside the loo. Never. Oi! Never not funny. Never not funny.
Always funny.
Always good.
Yeah.
Okay. We got some great random graffiti in. Are you ready for this? Sprayed on the side of a falafel shop in Barcelona. Gav, what does it say?
Kebab love.
Kebab love.
That's brilliant.
It's a beautiful thing. Stoned Templeton.
Andy in Luton sent this in on a bridge in Harpenden a few years ago. Jesus loves egg and cress.
Jesus loves egg and cress. Hi, Johnny. This is from Tim. I saw this graffiti in Bow today on a recently de-graffitied wall. A very neat stencil in letters, a foot tall saying, I wonder what will happen next. Tagging.
Really well stenciled.
Really well stenciled.
I love this one here. This is from Paul. He saw this driving home. It was in a shipyard toilet.
Yeah.
Billy wears girly knickers.
Billy wears girly knickers.
Not knickers. Girly knickers.
I've got one for you. This is really good. You ready? This is genius. This is genius if you think of the local accent. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Adam in Bodmin. He says, written on a wall in my hometown, Bodmin is mental. He says in brackets, it's not.
It just isn't.
It just isn't. Bodmin writes mental. It's just genius, isn't it? On a wall at a shopping precinct in Wigan, I saw LA Heat in really big white letters.
Why?
3 days later, it had been cleared off. It then said, off the wall. Nice. He comments, brilliant, which is very good in a Wigan accent. Gav.
This is from Patrick. He says, he's a teacher. On a school exam desk, Elton John loves potato-based snacks.
Michael sent this one in. There used to be one somewhere as you drove out of Cambridgeshire on the A14, written on the side of a farm shed that said simply, welcome to the future. Which, if you've ever been on the A14, is very apt.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
You right there, Gav?
Yes, very good.
Do you want to me last night?
What?
Go on,
I'll get this out of the way now.
happens?
Well, I went on to that book launch in Soho at Coco de Mer, the very upmarket kind of sexy boutique.
Yes,
Right.
it's very naughty, but quite okay because it's posh.
No, really, really naughty.
Yeah. But because it's posh, it's not sleazy.
But I've never seen state-of-the-art stuff like that. It just amazes me that, you sort of, we know the words I'm alluding to, but to ask for a state-of-the-art, I don't know, whatever, plug.
So, did you behave
it was
yourself?
electricals. I was in the electricals department.
Of course you were. Did you behave yourself?
Yeah, I did, absolutely, yeah. Anyway, I got given the goodie bag, which I saw open in the car.
Was it more of a baddie
Well,
bag?
I was just stuck in traffic. I saw what's in the little goodie bag, and in it was a blindfold,
Right.
some nipple tassels,
Great.
which actually hurt a bit, actually, because they got this sticky on them, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get them whirling counterclockwise to each other, which I've always wanted as a skill.
You need to develop your moves.
I'm
a
kidding.
bit,
I'm kept those in the bag. But there was some lip balm, which is really good. So I've got really dry lips at the moment. It's like cherry flavoured lip balm. So I put this lip balm on. I was in the car, so I was
Bit like Tiger Balm.
No, it turns out it's not for your lips at all.
Oh, no.
No, it's for a very different part of a woman's anatomy, and it's and I was sitting there and I looked in the mirror. My lips are like 4 times the size. I look like a sort of like I had a peanut allergy, and they just wouldn't go down.
Please tell me you took a photo.
No, I didn't. Of course, I didn't take a photograph. I look like what's she called, Nicki Minaj.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Random graffiti, seemingly meaningless. Random graffiti. Why don't you send it into Santa? I'm just being trying not to be sexist.
Okay. Because us would be sexist?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would, because it would imply a majority of men.
There is a majority of men.
There's 4 men. Oh, what's that like, incidentally? See, I never think about it because I don't really care.
Let's
I'm
do-
going to care. Okay. As trains pull into Hull Station on the side of someone's house in huge letters, it says, "I'm Lithium Joe." And then, "Welcome to Joetown." Oh, man.
Welcome to Joetown.
Have you been to Hull?
No.
Oh, man. Hull's great, man. It's a really good, you have a good night out in Hull.
Oh, I had a big walk over that bridge.
Did you?
That's a long bridge. It's a really regretful start when you've gone past.
A friend of mine was arrested on it.
I like this one.
That's another story.
This one's
Go
from
on.
Tom in Potter's Bar in the Pineapple in Kentish Town. Someone has written, "Play Sudoku, you slags."
In the men's
in the men's loose.
In the men's car, it's "Play Sudoku, you slags." Okay, written on a. Remember, we've got the best. Gav's got the best he's read it ever coming up.
Oh, you're
All right?
overbilling it now. It's just a very good one.
Is that why you backed off it?
Well,
a bit?
now I am. Are you making me nervous? I like it a
I
lot.
walked in, okay, he likes it a lot. Okay, no, don't. No, sell it, mate.
Okay.
Believe me, I haven't got where I am today by under-egging the pudding, which is probably why my career is one of decline. Written on a derelict public toilet in Peckham. Welcome to Belgium. Hey, clap them in, guys. Come on.
Sticking with the European theme,
Go on.
Richard in Coulston sent in, written on a wall in the stock room, "I love the Dutch."
That's really good, that one, Pet. On a toilet wall in Liverpool is the best one you will ever see stroke hear. Your ma's got a baldy head and collects footy stickers. Oh, clapping it. But now, drum roll. Let's put Gav right under, come on.
Go on then. Okay, this is from Matt in Worcester. He says, "Hi Johnny, I saw written on the dirt of a Greg's lorry, I see bread people."
No, it delivered, Gavin Woods, the woodman.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Very quickly, reading the papers today. Bosses pay shorter and fatter staff less.
Really?
Yeah, and it says here, people who are genetically short and fat can also blame their parents for the fact they earn less than slimmer, taller colleagues. Do you think they sit there going, "Yeah, Dad, Mum, look at me." They look in the mirror and go, "Oh, cheers." I do when I look at my hair. And when my dad comes around with his bald head and he's annoying me, I just think to myself, "Yeah,
Thanks for that.
thanks for that, Dad. Cheers. Cheers. That's showbiz." But then there's another article. Highest earners are the heaviest drinkers.
Really?
So there's 2 things we've learnt. Short, fat people earn less than tall, slim people.
Yep.
And the highest earners are the heaviest drinkers.
Right.
So where does that leave short, fat, high-earning drunks?
They're beating the system.
I don't know, you're beating the system. 83936 will name check you. And we might even do a shout out on Friday.
D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan.
We've just been talking about the Templeton forehead. I don't know how we got on the subject. Honestly, the crap we just got. Oh, we're coming up to 18, 19, 20, guys.
Oh, if
I mean, I can fill for 5 about it, but this is exciting. We've never had this
2,
one.
1.
It is 18, 19, 20. That was it. Please, 83936. Where were you? Where were you at 18, 19, 20?
What a moment.
It's the last minute. That means we had all 3 now.
we have. I think we've got the triple.
We've had 16, 17, 18.
Yep.
17, 18, 19, and 18, 19, 20. I have to say, of all of them.
We've had 18, 18, 18.
Yeah, but this for me was the minute we've been hunting. It was the minute we yearned. It was, the second.
The tick.
We yearned, and really.
What a tick.
So how do you feel in the light of 18, 19, 20?
I feel elated. I feel a little bit sick, actually, because I'm a bit overwhelmed.
I've got that as well. Gav?
Well, words fail me, John.
They really do.
I can't describe
Little
it.
Si, I mean, this...
Best moment of my career so far.
Is it?
It really is.
Well, we're coming back with full coverage and a look back, a retrospective of that second. 83936, please. Where were you during 18, 19, 20? Your thoughts, your reflections, your memories. I don't want to get too nostalgic already, but it was... What a second it was.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
We're still giddy here from what was...
What a moment.
What a moment. We've had, hot on the heels of the excitement of 16, 17, 18. What a second that was.
Yes.
17, 18, 19, but we never thought we'd make 18, 19, 20, and what a moment it was. Sunta, looking back, your thoughts, your reflections, your feelings?
I think I was very emotional. Like you said, getting the triple, I thought it would take a lot longer than this.
I did. We had 18, 18, 18, but I think we all knew it was a kind of cop-out. Yep. It was like you're winning Europa, not the Champions League. And now, well, we've got the treble. Gav, your feelings at this time?
I can't speak. I can't speak, John.
He is looking emotional, I have to say. Little Si, you've messed up all day. That's probably why you're crying. But let's forget that for the moment. How do you feel, Si, to be the controller at this time? He can't speak.
Yeah.
On text, it's gone crazy. Sunts.
Well, Annie's been in touch, and unfortunately, she says she missed 18, 19, 20 as she was paying for petrol.
Oh, the pain.
Been there for all of them, and it hurts that I missed it.
It's like John Terry in Munich. It really is.
It really
Just,
is. Yeah, in full kit.
Just she had the wherewithal, but there we go. Johnny, 18, 19, 20 was a special moment as I just got back in my car, having been rescued by the breakdown man after running out of petrol and letting my battery run flat while waiting to be rescued by charging my mobile phone. And then 2 very ostentatious upside down question marks, which Katie knows I can't do. 18, 19, 20 was a mixed time for me. Huge relief tinged with embarrassment and shame. Well, special memories. Gav.
Well, Paul was enjoying a reduced price steak slice in a Morrison's car park. A magnificent moment.
It sounds it, and he's really made that live.
He has.
Sunta.
Mark in Northwich says at 18, 19, 20, I was stressed out because it turns out my car clock is 5 minutes fast. I've been late for every trip in the past 3 years.
Oh, Mark in Northwich. Great memories. Trying to avoid a traffic warden whilst parking on a single yellow line in Chelsea waiting for the game. Wow. I can't imagine the mixture of emotions you're feeling there. I know what Chelsea parking is like. You found a place on a yellow line, you have to pay. There's the triumph for that, but piling in right behind that, the majesty of 18, 19, 20.
Well, you won't believe this, John, but Alison in Manchester at 18, 19, 20 precisely was stirring a pot of chilli.
She says stirring my chili, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds
unbelievable. I don't want to
unbelievable.
be smutty, but it sounds like a metaphor.
And Graham in
so-
Edinburgh was making a cheese and tomato bagel at the very moment. He's very emotional.
The memories,
Does
the
he-
food.
Does he say on there, very emotional?
Very emotional.
It must have been a tomato bagel. Coupled with 18, 19, 20, well, sometimes things just must seem like all too much for one man. Johnny, at the overwhelming moment of 18, 19, 20, I was scraping a lump of dog dump off my right shoe, enjoying the walk home from the train station. Again, a huge mixture of emotions coming in.
And substances.
These seconds really are becoming quite a snapshot of Great Britain, a great snapshot of a truly great nation. Gav.
Johnny, at 18, 19, 20, I was packing 5 crap golf gear items I've sold on eBay. But this
Simon from Littlehampton?
It is Simon, yeah.
I know.
But the event
We
gave him
psychic.
such a lift.
Well, we're all lifted, we're all elated.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Sunts,
Yes.
you're a vegetarian, right?
I am.
In that case, you're going to find it very interesting what's happened on the Foodsy today. On the Foodsy Spindex. Gav, you're a confirmed meat eater, are you not?
I am.
Sunta, you're a vegetarian, are you not?
I am.
Okay, well, as we left the meat index, the World Health Organization said last year processed meat causes cancer.
Yeah.
So meat went down a bit there, particularly processed meat. The porky has seen a rise after the low of bacon and processed meat. Sales are up on pork scratchings after a push overall. That's how we leave meat spin at the moment on the Spindex. But now, headline Times. Real secret behind human success, eating meat.
Really?
I'm afraid so, son.
No.
Forget about brains. If you want to know the real secret of humanity's success, it is this. At some point, we stopped wasting half our lives chewing yams and instead tucked into tenderized sliced meat.
It doesn't take me any longer to eat a vegetarian
Of course it
meal.
does take-
What about the
Years.
yams? Tell us about
Tell
the
us about the
yams.
yams.
Santa.
I've never had a yam.
I bet you got a yam in your pocket. Are you just
Yeah.
pleased to see me?
They take ages to chew.
They really do. No, but look, if you generally look at things that do eat lots of veggie things, they're big, aren't they?
Ruminants.
Ruminants, they're big.
Small ruminants.
They're small
Excuse me?
ruminant.
What are you saying?
I'm closely connected with the meat processing business. Gav and I, the woodman and I, operate a large piece of machinery. Gav operates the mercy lever.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of sharpening the death bolt.
And the gambrel table.
And the
it's
gambling table.
awful.
And the blood storage tank.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sunts, here's the point about it. Sorry, Gav and I used to do a thing on our sports show called Slaughterhouse, which was meat processing and
Rugby league news.
rugby league news.
Right, of
Very,
course.
it was very, very popular. it
It
yeah.
really was.
It really was, actually. We used to interview a lot of rugby league people, and they loved it. What's your meat of choice, please?
Your blue ribbon dish of choice.
Yeah. Romantic night out, what meat's on your plate? Okay, here we go. A chimp gets up in the morning, eats as much as it can, waits until its belly is empty, eats as much as it can, and so on. At some point in human evolution, there was a shift and we started to chew less. Typical humans in non-industrial societies spend, get this, 5% of the day chewing.
That seems like a lot.
But isn't that good for you? Isn't the
It is.
part of the
Don't
reason
try and salvage
that
a
people
victory.
are overweight is because they don't chew enough?
Don't try it on, yam girl.
No. Yam girl.
It's a great name.
What a weird superhero. Yam girl.
What's the superpower?
Please, any more vegetarian superheroes, please? 83936. We've already got Yam Girl.
We've already had the tomato tornado.
The tomato tornado, that's good. It's excellent. I'm trying to think of one with lentils.
Yeah, lentil lady is
Lentil
coming.
lady's coming in, must do. She is totally lentil.
Okay, Richard sent this one in. How about as a vegetarian superhero, Sprout Boy? One guff's enough.
Sprout boy, one guff's enough. Gav,
This is from Danny, the Cucumber Kid.
is that a cucumber in your tights? Or are you pleased to see me? I've got iron supplements, man.
That's good.
You know that old joke? I've said this before. I don't know if you've heard it. Stop me if you've heard it, which should be my catchphrase.
Go on.
But you know superheroes where they always say they can't be that smart. They wear their pants outside their tights.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Yes.
No.
My
I've heard it
theory.
about Superman, yeah.
Okay. Well, no, they say it though. If they're that smart, why do they wear their pants outside their tights?
Okay.
Yeah. My point is, they can't wear them inside, can they? Because it would just look stupid. If Superman was off
Yeah.
somewhere, you could see he had Y fronts underneath his tights.
I think
It
they wear
just
two
look-
pairs.
It would just look rubbish.
It'd be a whole world
saying
of VPL
It would just
nightmare.
be VPL. So you'd just be wearing like red tights with like Y front around the front.
Really
But
crumpled.
But then if you didn't wear pants at all, it'd be sort of obscene. It'd be like a sort of burglar, but mid-body.
Do you know why Superman wears his pants on the outside of his tights?
Because otherwise it'd be obscene.
To stop his tights falling down.
There you
we
go.
We all know we've done it.
Well, you might have done, Yam Girl. Are you speaking of your superhero friends? Okay, let's have a look at this. Sunta,
The Green Marrow.
fantastic. Then we've got Yam Girl, get out of my mind. Guava Girl, GG for short. That's from Doc,
I like that
OP
one.
in Manchester says the Nut Roast Ninja.
which is fantastic. Gav, there's a beauty here.
How about Monge Two Man and his sidekick Broccoli Boy?
That's
from
great.
Helen.
Monge Two Man's a winner.
Yeah.
We've got Captain Quan.
it's Quorn.
Captain Quan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Suns.
It's corn.
It's Corn, John.
But not as we know it.
Q-U-O-R.
I've thought of a good horror, though. Children of the Quorn. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Tom from Barnet says, how about the green lentil instead of the green
Oh,
lantern?
it's outstanding, Tom from Barnet.
I quite like this one, aubergine.
Yes.
As in an aubergine, but supergene,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
aubergine is great. I don't know who sent that in. Number ends 5482. We've also got the Green Goblin,
That's good.
which is Lee the Locksmith. Sunts.
Beetroot boy.
Captain Couscous.
There has never been such enthusiasm for anything as thinking.
Well, we've
of
also had Bok Choy Boy, which sounds good.
And quinoa princess.
We've had Bok Choy Boy.
Bok Choy Boy.
Oh no, Bok Choy Boy. This is a video game now.
From the Butternut Squad.
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Right. Yesterday, as you know, the Pet Town quiz was thrown into controversy after this happened. Glossop was used as the location for the fictional village of Royston Vasey in the macabre comedy series The League of Gentlemen.
False.
It's true, I'm afraid. Since.
I'm sure it's another one.
There we go. Now, the answer to that question is now in dispute, as many people believe the show was actually shot in Hadfield, not Glossop. That's why we've now launched Glossopgate. Okay. Now.
I love this.
So good. We got a little sign really under pressure. We're all just going now. And he's got so many buttons now. The big sign. He's got 5 screens. He's meant to be watching. I'm sorry, Si. We've played a bit of a joke on you. Sorry, Si. Okay, here we go. The answer to that question, as I say, is now in dispute, as many people believe that the show was actually shot in Hadfield, not Glossop. Now, Twitter users spoke out. Woodcut Patterson, which is Peter Elston, he said Royston Vasey was filmed in Hadfield, not Glossop. Give Sunter the point. So after that, the Pet Town quiz complaints line lit up. You're not going to believe some of the calls we had. Well, these are the first calls we've ever had on the show. That's
I
how
didn't
strong
even know there was a complaints
Yeah,
line.
they called through the main switchboard downstairs. Check it out.
I think you'll find The League of Gentlemen was filmed in Hadfield.
It was in Hadfield.
It was Hadfield, you idiot.
Yeah, so already the show was not shot in Glossop, it was Hadfield. Hadfield.
It wasn't Glossop, you idiots. It was Hadfield.
Little Simon is silly. It wasn't Glossop. It was Hadfield.
It wasn't Glossop, it was Hadfield.
Yeah, the show was shot in Hadfield. Little size of moron.
Okay, when asked about the result, newsreader Dr. Sunta Templeton said she was upset and a little bit angry.
I was upset and I was a little bit angry.
The final score, nice. The final score was 2. I didn't know it was going to be literally that. Is that all we went to that for?
That was it.
The final score was 2-1 to Gavin, but if the correction was to stand, it would mean Sunter wins the quiz 3-2. What's explain?
Because I would have my point that was deducted, reinstated, and then get a point for getting the answer correct.
Okay, so as you can understand, there's a lot in the balance. Even the Prime Minister, David Cameron, has now become involved.
What people really want to know is what happened and how is it allowed to happen. That is why the Deputy Prime Minister and I have agreed that it's right and proper to establish a full public inquiry to get to the bottom of what happened.
There we go.
Well, it's only fair, isn't
It's
it?
only fair. However, Sam PC86 has tweeted in to say it was filmed around the Glossop area, which included Hadfield and Glossop. So technically, everyone is correct.
Oh, what does that mean?
So where does
with
that
the
leave us?
competition?
I don't know. I tell you what we're going to have to do. We have to launch a wider inquiry. Big Si is going to have to watch the entire series while he does night feeds with his baby Wilbur.
And add up the different locations.
Add up the different locations and plot them using GPS so we can see if the majority came from Glossop or Hadfield to see what the correct answer is. And
That
only
makes
then
sense, yeah.
That makes sense.
It's going to cost a few more million, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to we estimate it'll cost about 18 million euros.
Yeah.
We will have to go to the UN eventually.
will be worth it.
Eventually, yes. But you know what? Big Si did so much work on that today.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow we should have an investigation. Do you know what? Reece Shearsmith is going to have the deciding comment on this because he tweeted and then he texted us. That's how anxious he was to
Reece Shearsmith of the League of Gentlemen.
Yes. Here's the deal. We were going to have to get Big Si while doing night feeds to watch every single episode
All of it, yeah.
Of the League of Gentlemen, and then work out the position of every location to see if the majority was in Glossop or Hadfield, to see where exactly it was filmed.
With a crying baby in his arms.
Yes.
While the TV goes,
nightmare scenario,
"Hello,
frankly. Yeah, exactly. Moving on. But Reese has texted in to say, well, he tweeted in to say, am I too late to answer the Royston Vasey question? Lots of other people were texting in at the same time, so these were kind of buried in it, else we'd have included in the item. But there was such a fury of text. But then Reese has texted in just to say, hello, X, Royston Vasey. Here's the answer for you. I feel like there should be a drum roll here, little Si, but don't make the effort. Don't break the habit and all that. Royston Vasey was mostly filmed in Hadfield.
Yes!
Yeah, she was right.
The local shop was built on Marsden Moor, and Tubbs and Edward now work in a Greggs in nearby...
Todmorden.
How do you know the correct pronunciation?
Because I've been round there. Todmorden.
It's Todmorden. Oh, I don't act like everybody knows that, because they don't. So don't be smug.
Tubbs and Edward are now bread people.
Yes, I see bread people. So there you go. That's the answer. So
Thank you.
So you've won yesterday's Pet Town quiz.
Yay!
Well done.
Gav, how do you feel now losing?
I just think it's just ridiculous. I'm very angry.
Well, there'll be, maybe, you never know. We might find something else to blame Little Si for.
Good point,
in the
yeah.
interim. Sunta, I know it's been very stressful. If I was you, I'd take a week off.
Definitely.
You don't have to come in tomorrow.
Thanks.
Okay, today's hero, Johnny, are the prisoners of Saltillo prison in North Mexico in 1975. They spent 6 months, 75 of them, tunnelling to get out of the prison in an escape. 6 months.
It's heroic, Gav.
And
I mean, I don't know quite how to play this now.
No, wait.
Those Mexican gangsters, good lads.
In 1976, they came up. Where is the worst place you could tunnel up into?
Police station.
That's one bad one.
Into a jail.
That's another bad one.
The head of the police's house.
Yeah, it's another good example.
Nuclear power station, right into the core.
Okay. They tunneled up into the courthouse. They were all convicted.
No! Like homing Mexicans.
The judges laughed and sent them all back to jail.
I tell you what, though, they should have at least... it's a high-risk tragedy anyway, always to come up during the day.
Well, yeah.
Always do it at night, and they might have got away with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or at least found a nice place to go and hide.
What's doubly unlucky about that story is they chose to... They were the courtroom during while it's in session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you ever go to courthouses, they never are.
And
they take massive long...
75 of them. 75 of them. It's the biggest, least successful prison break ever.
But do you think at the back of the queue, there's got to be time for 75 of them just to clog it up?
Within the courthouse.
Yeah, within the courthouse. Pass it on. By that time, they could have tunneled, at least taken a left turn somewhere. It's a long tunnel.
God, it must have been annoying.
But they're your heroes, I think, yeah?
They are for the least successful prison break
Okay,
ever.
there we go. Thank you very much. 75
Saltillo
Mexican prisoners who escaped but failed. We salute you.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
It's Friday. Ow! Whoa!
What's your Friday?
No, you can't. I've got that noise.
I've got to have a different one.
You have to have a Friday noise.
Friday noise. Mine's whoa!
Mine's
Ow!
yeah!
Thank you. Excellent Friday noise. That's Glenn Roger Moore. Sunta Templeton, not with us today. The doctor has gone to New York. Fly well, Sunts, if you're on the way to the airport.
She's winging her way to the airport now.
Yeah, so fly well, Sunts. Fly well, my pretty. One day all women will be Dr. Sunta Templeton. Glenn, how do you feel in that seat? Because it's quite a lot of pressure.
Oh, enormously! I've been training.
But
I've
the
been
answer
training a
doesn't
lot.
start enormously. I said, are you feeling a lot of pressure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm feeling a lot of pressure.
Okay.
This moment included.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's why I did that to you, just to give you a bit. I suddenly realised there's no pressure at all. He's really relaxed. I thought,
Yeah,
I'll
no.
just create a weird scene.
Sure, the stakes couldn't be lower, but I'm still very nervous. You know.
Okay, that's the wrong answer.
Is it? Damn.
Right, now, don't come on and be rude.
I'm not.
Christ's sake.
It's a pleasure to be here. My whole family's listening. I'm excited.
I could tell you now, yeah, if this doesn't get better, there's a cleaner outside, yeah? They will be doing your next bulletin.
Okay.
I can tell you that now, again. This has got to pick up distinctly.
Yeah. No.
You've
Sure.
got to flatter the show more, not just with the gift of thick hair.
I feel like this is
God, it's
really.
sick.
You've got a real chip on your shoulder about this. I'm sorry.
I've got a chip. I've got no hair on my head.
Oh, but I had a haircut
on the shoulder.
I had a haircut last week in preparation for this.
Okay,
now he's just rubbing it in.
John to me, Glenn. Get this. Yeah, this is the biggest downer a man can have.
Okay.
When you go to the barbers, your usual barbers. Yeah. And as it was, I went from the quiff to the schmarm forward.
Okay.
The Caesar cut, luckily.
The dastardly.
Yeah, the Dick Dastardly. I went for the Caesar cut that was fashionable for a bit. And you know what? My barber picked up the thinning scissors. And he didn't know I was looking at it in the mirror just like that. He picked up the thinning scissors. He looked at my hair and he put them down.
Oh, no.
He was like that moment Fonz decides not to comb his hair.
Yeah, it's like an operation where the surgeon just closes you up again. We had to just close him up again.
No, but I was just saying it was the opposite of the Fonz. You know, he's like, no need. And he doesn't comb his hair because it looks perfect.
What I don't get, at least you haven't got Donald Trump's hair. Donald Trump is going to be 70 in June, so his hair is white, basically.
Yeah.
So why does he choose to dye it squirrel?
Why
not just brown?
I don't know.
It's a colour that no one else has. It's gold. It's pure gold.
It's nicotine.
He has got gold hair.
Yeah.
He has. It's like bullying up.
Hair by Trump.
It is. It's like something knitted by Rumpel.
It's Jason's golden fleece.
It was made by Rumpelstiltskin.
It was.
Seriously. Glenn, how do you feel already?
That was the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel fine. I've had 2 run outs so far this hour, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
You feel you can build on it.
Yeah, not too much. I don't want to, think Sunta thinks me some sort of rival.
This is why we've got to be a bit careful, because I know from experience there's nothing worse than going away and you get back and you start looking at the texts that come in. And you go, oh, is he back? And there's not many jobs where that happens.
No.
Just imagine though, if you're like
no accountants ever get that.
If you're a plumber, and you turned up to do a bit of work at someone's house, and he's went, oh God,
it was so good while he was away.
It was really good, the bloke on Friday. Oh, you back? Yeah, it's pressure.
Not you again.
Oh God.
Yeah, it is pressure.
So I'm trying to do just fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just vanilla.
I think you could rein it in a bit. You've been a bit good.
Yeah, no,
I'm
absolutely.
just saying, if I was you, I'd get your banter a little less edgy.
Oh, well, ask me a fun question. I'll respond in a. I'll
good
keep
point.
All right.
What are you up to this weekend, Glenn?
I'm here. I'm working.
That'll do.
Absolutely perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, I'll just keep doing that.
Perfect.
Yeah, great.
And you going to any clubs?
No. I don't have. I don't have fun, really.
As such.
No.
No, me neither.
It's just not really my. You know what? Music's not really my thing.
Perfect.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
The £5 note's going to go, and we're going to have a plastic note. Did you know that? You all knew that.
Just the one note, not the £10, not
no,
the £20.
That's it. They're just having a plastic five. The end of dirty money has come a step closer. The Bank of England. John, the Bank of England has been printing notes for more than 300 years. I didn't know that. But the fiver's off, and they're going to give. It's going to be a plastic £5 note, which has got some interesting security features on it, and it's going to be. They're going to reveal it all on June the 2nd. What do we feel about that?
I don't like the idea.
Of course you don't, because it's change and all these things about money. I remember when pound coins came in, everyone was like going mad.
I don't mind pound coins. I never did mind them, but I like fivers. They're the new quid, aren't they?
Yes, but when the pound coin came out, the Sun even had a campaign: hands off our knicker. It did.
Is that
you
what
buy
it was?
badges, hands off our knicker. Yeah.
Who wore the badges?
I didn't.
I had one.
Did you? No. Sorry, no. That's fine. It's fine. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
No, I wore it. It was quite punk. No, but yeah, at the time everyone was like really. It's just change. Everyone hates change. So you come
You mean
in
like pennies, 2 pennies, 5 pennies, or do you mean things changing?
I don't know now. I just don't know. I don't know which one I meant. I honestly don't. I don't know if it was a pun or if I was cleverer than I thought or thicker.
I hate having change in my trouser pockets.
I can't stand it because I'm allergic to nickel, and now they've beefed up all the
Nickel content.
Yes, in 20s. Yeah, so I can't put them in my back pocket. So it look like it's not pleasant. You don't want to see a rash like that. Not that you have to.
There isn't a gentleman's cream for that problem, is there?
There is actually. Yeah, there is. Yeah. I get it. Funny enough, I get it from South Africa.
Oh, do you?
A special cream. Yeah. I'm not saying it's made of rhino horn.
You import it?
Yeah, it's very cruel. It's not. It's just this one pharmacist has it, but it's being allergic to nickel's really annoying. It's an annoying thing but they're putting it all in the 20s. How do you feel about this, Glenn? You're our newsman.
Yeah, as the newsman, I'm embarrassed to say this is the first I've heard about a plastic £5 note. I genuinely, I know.
Radio newsman behind the print papers.
I tell you what's quite sad. Do you know what? One of the most moving things, I collect odd things. What I do is I start collections. because I've got that fear that one day it's been a room full of teaspoons, thinking this is it. I've just collected one thing, or like thimbles.
But in the hope that they'll be worth loads.
I
one day.
just
So you collect £5 notes in the hope that it'll be worth a lot more.
But I've got this one £5 note that I collected. Yeah, that's it. That's my collection's only one.
Is that a collection?
No, it's not. Yeah. But I tell you about this £5 note. It's quite interesting. It's quite. When I look at it, it's when I first got it, it moved me to tears.
Why?
Nearly.
Why?
Because it's a forgery. It was done by the Nazis.
What, of a fiver?
Of a fiver. Have you ever seen Private Schultz or read the book? It's an excellent story. It's the story about how the Third Reich was going to flood Britain with counterfeit fivers.
Right.
And they were going to just destabilise our economy. So they put millions over here. Millions and millions and millions. They were foiled. But, and this says a lot about man, the people they got to forge them, a lot of them were Jews in concentration camps.
Right.
Because they're good at the detail of them. They got them to do it. But what's weird is, there's a dealer told me, he says, you can tell, because they often have people who do fakes of them, because they're worth quite a bit of money. So you get a fake of these notes.
Yeah.
But he said, you can tell the real ones. He says, I said, how do you know? He says, well, I'm going to let you all in on it now. Not that you're all going to start forging old fivers. But this is where resistance can live. Because the Jewish guys who did it, they because we used to hold our notes together, people used to put a pin through them. And on each old fiver, there's Britannia. So the Jewish guys doing it, they put the pin through the Britannia, knowing a British person would never do that. And
so
that
it was a message to say it was a fake.
It was a message to say it was fake.
Wow.
But if they were caught doing it, they'd be killed.
Wow.
And that's that we can resist with a pin in a concentration camp. That guy can still... That's his only form of resistance, and he can still do that. And that's where a human can still keep dignity in that most dreadful of circumstances.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just...
Whereas me, I'd be too pathetic to rebel.
But that's what they did. They just did that. And if they'd been found out, then they'd just taken them all out and killed them.
Wow.
But just to make sure that they thought, if Britain stays strong, one day our lot will get free. And that's where resistance can live, in a pinhole. How about that?
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Okay, here's a tip for the weekend for you, okay? Glenn, you got kids?
No.
No, the correct answer there is, remember, if we're doing a show, easy fellas, none that I know about.
Sorry, all right, let's do it. Let's do it again.
Because I might be a really bad father. Glenn, you got any kids?
Not that anyone I know about, yeah?
Okay. No, it's none that I know about.
All right. Okay. None that I know about.
Okay, Glenn, you got any kids?
None that I know about.
That's
Easy,
it.
fellas.
Okay, shall I tell you something? Girls, as I say once again, if you haven't got children and people sort of make you feel odd for not having children, always use that line. Because people are really funny about what women should be doing.
Yeah, if a woman says it.
Yeah, it's just really funny. I think that's my advice to you girls, because people are so judgmental. You shouldn't be doing that at that age. Yeah. And sometimes women have enormous pressure when they get like sort of in their 30s. They go, still not married yet, still not having children. They say, no, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. You don't say to blokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just say, none that I know about, and just freak blokes out. That's my tip, girls. Okay, here's another tip for everyone. Parents, if you have got children, even if you haven't, if you're entertaining nephews, nieces, great thing. Go to the CIA website. Genius.
Is it?
The CIA website has got a kids section.
Are you allowed to go on the CIA?
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, it's got best information source. It's brilliant. It's absolutely any stats you want about world populations, which I'm obsessed with. It's a really good website. But they've got a kids games section, which is awesome.
Why?
It's better than New Scotland Yard's website, which I go on sometimes, because you can play the Britain's Most Wanted game, which is hilarious.
They have a game?
No, it's not meant to be a game. No, they've just got pictures of Britain's Most Wanted people. They have a photograph. You have to guess what crime they've done. Then it flips round. You go, oh, I got it wrong.
Right.
It's just a good game. It's a really good game. And plus, you're helping out because you now identify the person. You get
so what games are there on the CIA website?
Okay, you've got this brilliant one, which is aerial photographs.
Right.
So you compare. They've got continuity errors between two photographs.
When you're supposed to spot
the
difference.
Sorry. The photo... Yeah, it's to spot the difference.
Is
but
it?
They're really cool ones. Yeah, it's got like whole big streets. You've got to look for like subtle changes.
Do you think this is kind of part of the test they might use for their recruits?
Well, no, it's a test on a CIA page. I don't think they're trying to disguise it.
Did they deliberately not call it spot the difference because that would cheapen it? So they've called it look for the continuity error.
No, because it's quite sinister. No, it's sinister changes. There's slightly sinister shifts.
Right.
Then there's another one which is aerial photographs, and you look at it and it say what time of day was this taken, and there are little indications there. It really draws you in.
How long the shadows are.
It's genius. You've got to get involved.
Wow.
And they've got sort of jigsaw puzzles, things like that on there as well. So you kind of move them around. But it's just absolutely brilliant.
How did you find this?
Because I was looking for some information on some world populations.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite obsessed with the way population, and they're very good at logging that. Population changes and things. Because someone made a claim. If you really want to know, someone made a claim and I didn't believe it.
Okay.
So I said, I'm going to check that. And going through Wikipedia led me to the CIA website, which holds the statistics on world populations. Because the argument was, no, that's not the statistic I read. And so we had to check a number of sources and we got into an argument. It was about the population in Nigeria, right? Now you know.
Aerial analysis.
Aerial analysis, that's the game. Now what I'm going to do is, you two are going to go head to head and I'm going to see if you can spot the 11 differences. We're going to see who's the champ over you and Gav. Glenn, during the next song, because you get 3 minutes to spot the differences, and you've got, and I'm going to, you can start at intermediate. No, you can start at the very basic one. I bet you won't get 9 in the junior one.
All right, we'll have to make sure we're on the same.
Okay,
one.
don't look now. Don't look now.
Okay, all right.
Okay, but I can tell you now, the CIA website is the book. It's the lick. What an odd thing to say. Am I like a really odd bloke?
That's what it says at the top of their banner.
No, am I really odd?
Of course you are.
No, but it's just really well thought out. It gives you, ways to get your kids thinking, and it's got like teaching aids and things to sort of, to get.
They're watching you when you're on there.
Who isn't watching you? It was so at Google. I know I prefer. At least it's not a paid to do it. Glenn and Gav are on the kids page of the CIA website. They've been doing photo analysis. There were 9 differences between those 2 photographs. It's a street scene and there are sinister differences. Glenn did it 9. And what's great, from laughing at me going, oh yeah, the kids page, you've never seen 2 men get so competitive.
It's really good fun.
And it's really good fun. And Gav,
it is.
Gav, you lost. Have you done
Of course I did. I've done 8. I couldn't find the 9th.
The 9th is so tricky. On the next one you get to, unfortunately, the 11th, well, I got it 11th, is so obvious. And it's really, anyway, I'm not going to give anything away. But also, I would really recommend couples play this.
I've got it.
You got it. Okay. I'd really recommend if it's a great thing for couples, this one, great one for flatmates. It's really competitive. And you can really do the, and it's really good. It's just good news. As you move up levels, lads, it's,
Does it get tougher?
Because this one's like at the moment, there's a missing tree, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
But I imagine when it's hard, it's sort of like, in this one, he committed
you,
insurance fraud 5 years ago.
That's
or
right.
Okay, you wait till you get to the Middle East street scene from an aerial view, from a helicopter, and you're having to spotlight, it's like one cafe table.
And this man on the left is feeling a bit more uneasy.
Yeah, his cigarette's gone down a bit from like a mile in the air. No, it's brilliant. As you go up the levels, it's really good. Do you know what I did last night as well, which is quite pathetic? After I went through, I felt so pleased with myself because I got through one stage and I successfully deduced what time of day and everything it was in this photograph and what time of year and what day of the week just from the signs. Yeah, do you know what I did?
What?
I printed off the certificate to say, Johnny, you have passed. And you get this CIA certificate comes out. It's genius.
You get a little gold star.
No, you get a CIA certificate, mate.
Is it up on your fridge?
No, it's in a frame.
X Radio X.
That was the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thing podcast. Thank you so much for downloading it. I'm not sure how many people stay this far.
Really? What? There's no adverts.
I know, but I've never managed to stay to the end.
Really? There's always a really, really amazing bit right at the end.
Yes, just afterwards.
There is, just at the end.
It's really sexy, actually.
It really is.
I'm surprised they leave it on.
I know. And
are you surprised then?
Yeah, but what you could do to try it out, you could give out, like, say, for instance, your phone number and then see how many people text it.
That's a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea, Glenn.
It's 555.
Don't careful.
None of the fake numbers ever start with 555.
They all start with 555.
I hate that in
films.
films.
I know, it's a real giveaway. For me, also, it's like flat prop glasses. Everyone knows glasses aren't flat.
Yeah.
And when the light catches them, you can see they're flat.
I know I couldn't start. I mean, I don't know ruin it for anyone, but I as soon as my dad told me Bilko never had any glass in his glasses.
Oh, really? Did it ruin it?
Killed it because they used to reflect back in those days. Just killed it.
Because it's not real, but you don't want to be told that.
Yes.
You don't want to be told that during the movie.
No.
And the 555 thing is horrible.
No, but what's interesting is that Bilko's glasses affected me much more than, say, knowing that Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't in fact made of titanium inside his body.
Yeah, that's right.
That didn't ruin the Terminator.
No.
But Bilko having no glass, deal breaker. That's that over, wasn't it? What else was I going to say? Oh, the phone number. Yeah, I hate it when they do the fake numbers in films, and that destroys the film for me. What my suggestion is that every studio just has a mobile number and has its phone number and just keeps them. Yeah. And if anyone calls through, it can just have information about your films and use the thing as an advert.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Or have the very answering machine from the film.
That's a
You've already
great
spent
idea.
millions on it.
Yeah.
So why don't you have a mobile there? So it
If
goes,
someone can be bothered to ring the number,
yes,
give them an advert.
It actually is Jason Bourne on the phone. It's Matt Damon leaves a message. I mean,
It's a
why
great
not?
idea.
But it's not that original, Gav. It's what happens when you call a phone number up.
I know.
But
Why have a
who's ringing the numbers? Who is ringing
Well,
the
you
numbers?
might do if it was because of that. He goes, "Hi, this is Jason Bourne. My new film's out on..." Although he doesn't sound like Pat Allen, who does carpet ads. Right, that's it. Thank you very much for listening.